Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking May favorites. So I have a few products, mostly skincare and makeup. I have a little bit of body care. So let's get into it. So first up, I want to start with makeup. First up is the Smashbox Hydrating Perfecting Powder in light/medium. I love this powder. I think I have mentioned this in one of my earlier favorites, but I absolutely love it. I actually purchased this. I went to Sephora, I saw it, I had asked the girl there for something that was just a little bit better than banana powder that didn't give me that flashback, and this was the first thing she suggested, and honestly, I'm so pleased with it. I don't have any flashback. It really does, in fact, set my makeup, and I don't really have to like touch up maybe for like 8 hours, you know. I typically will get shiny in my T-zone, but with this powder, don't have flashback. I don't have to touch up for about 8 hours, and it blends really, really well. All I'm doing is using my Real Techniques powder brush and setting my face with it after I do foundation and concealer, and it works so well. I love it. So if you are looking for an alternative to banana powder or a powder that you're currently using that has flashback, I really, really think you should give Smashbox a chance. And what I like is that it does have a full range. I do think they have a medium/dark, and then I think they have a deep shade. So I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I do feel like they have a full range because the young lady who did help me at Sephora was also African American. So check them out, really, really good powder. Next up is the blackUp Paris Contouring Powder in shade number 2. I love this stuff, man. I've probably had this since the top of the year, and you guys, it really, I mean, I haven't even made a dent in it, and I will say, like, within this last month, I've been wearing my makeup every day. I wear makeup at least, I would say like a full face of makeup at least 3 times a week. I mean, I haven't even put a dent in this thing. Now, I use this, and I got this from Sephora. This is the most blendable powder formula I have ever used in the history of my life. It is so, it's so fluid for a powder, you know what I mean? I know fluid isn't technically a word you use for a powder, but it blends so well regardless if I'm using only powder on my face. You know, sometimes I'll wear my Pure Cosmetics powder foundation. Sometimes, like right now, I'm wearing my, what am I wearing? I think I'm wearing MAC Studio Fix, and it just blends so well, and I love it because it's buildable, so you can really cake it on and really give your face some shape, but it's really blendable and gives your face shape without it, I don't know, it's like not, it's not dark, it's not ashy, it's like a perfect brown. I just love it. It is the best contour powder I've ever used in the history of my life. I absolutely love it. You definitely get some bang for your buck, because I will say that blackUp Paris is a little bit pricier than other contour powders that I've used in the past. Definitely compatible price-wise with your Anastasia Beverly Hills or anything like that. But you guys, it really is awesome. If you have not tried blackUp Cosmetics, especially, obviously, if you're a woman of color, you should give it a try. And this was not something that was sent to me. This is something that I bought myself in Sephora, and I absolutely love it. Last but not least in makeup is a tool. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. I love this brush so much. I think this is also a previous favorite, but I feel like it's been extra good to me as of late. I use this brush specifically to put on highlight. So I'll hit it on my nose, my cheekbones. I always hit here and here. And if you guys are interested in me doing like a contour or highlighting video, let me know in the comments below. I'm certainly open to doing that. But you guys, love this brush because it's just small enough to kind of hit those little spots without it being a fan brush. I don't really like a fan brush either because I'm not using it correctly, or it doesn't give me, it's just a little bit too wide. I want something a little bit, even though this is small, it is precise enough for you to control it a little bit more than a fan brush. I don't know. Like I said, I could be using it wrong, but this is awesome because you just hit like all your little spots. I used to put a highlighter on, funny story, with an actual powder brush, and that's a little bit too much circumference for that kind of product. You know, highlighter is very shimmery. For somebody who is oily and my skin is porous, that'll definitely have your skin out here looking crazy. And I like highlighter like the next girl, but it is important that you put it on in very controlled spots. And even if you are packing it on, it is better to pack it on with a smaller brush that you can have more control with. frankly put, I'm not exfoliating enough. So I kind of went crazy this month with exfoliating, but I was able to find exfoliators that were both gentle and then some that were a little bit more in your face when I wanted to have those deeper cleans throughout the week. So my gentle exfoliator is the Somerville Exfolikate cleanser. Love this stuff. I've actually heard of Somerville for a while, you know what I mean? I've seen it in Sephora every time. I hear my favorite beauty gurus talk about it here on YouTube as well, but I had never tried the product. So when, again, asked the girls in Sephora, what do you think I should use? You know, did a little bit of research myself on the Sephora app, on Amazon, just on the interwebs. I did my research, and this cleanser came up quite a bit. So I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's actually a daily foaming wash, and it doesn't have those, I guess, traditional exfoliation beads, which I really liked. But every time I used it, and I was using it, it's saying here that you should use this 1 to 2 times a week. I'll be honest, I'll say I've been squeezing in 2 to 3 times a week here, but every time I used it, my pores were so noticeably cleaner without it being rough. So if you do have sensitive skin, but you do have an issue with texture, you need your skin to be smoother, I would suggest this cleanser. This is the 1.7 fluid ounce size, so it's the smaller size. You don't have to overcommit. You know, if it doesn't work out for you, it's certainly not as big as a loss as the bigger tube, but it's great. I really enjoy it, and it's one of the best cleansers that I've used this year. So one of my go-tos for exfoliation. Again, texture is one of my skin opportunities. Like, again, my skin will stay clear. I don't really bother with breakouts, but just staying smooth, just because my skin is very porous, so my pores can get kind of clogged and look crazy. And like, the worst thing is putting makeup on skin whose pores are clogged and not clean. Ugh, it's like the worst, especially when you put on highlighter. So making sure that my skin texture is great is really important. So I've been using the Derma Microdermabrasion Scrub. Now this is really good. You know, microdermabrasion is like pretty much like an exfoliator on 1,000, you know what I mean? So the exfoliating beads are really small, really grainy, but allows you to really get a deep clean and really deeply clean your pores. I really like this stuff, again, because it's not harsh. So even though you do have those little scrubbies in there, your skin isn't harsh. Your skin, to me, actually feels a little bit more, it obviously feels exfoliated, but it feels really moisturized, just because I think the formula of the scrub, not the beads, is actually very moisturizing, and I like that. So again, you won't feel oily, but you won't feel dry, and to me, you don't really have this crazy, itchy, abrasive, aggressive, burning feeling, which I have experienced in the past. So if you are looking for something at home that will not irritate your skin, I have had really great results with this. And I use this about, it says on here you should use twice a week, and that's typically what I'm doing. So I'll kind of interchange that. So basically every other day, I'm exfoliating in some capacity. I'm either using the Somerville exfoliator, or I'm using my microdermabrasion. My microdermabrasion from Derma E. I got it. So last but not least in skincare is a face oil, because I'm obsessed with face oils. As somebody who has oily skin, yes, I do use oils on my face, and we can talk about that in another video. I'm happy to do that. But lately, my favorite go-to oil is Sunday Riley's UFO oil. So it's like this green, awesome, just concoction of goodness, and it will clarify your face. Basically, UFO stands for Ultra Clarifying Face Oil. So it has salicylic acid, and it's for oily to acne prone skin. So again, if you have oily skin, if you have acne prone skin, it is totally the oil to use. For instance, had a little pimple coming up, right here. I mean, and it was one of those ones that was under the skin, and it was a little bit tender, so it was like you couldn't even pop it, right? So washed my face, because I am notorious for some days just being lazy and just doing a makeup wipe. So washed my face, gave it a good deep clean, did my toner, did my serum, did my moisturizer, and then I top the oil on top of my moisturizer. So I want to look, you know, kind of shiny when I go to bed, and I really rub it in there. I do 2 drops here, 2 drops here, and 2 drops here, and it's pretty generous, so I kind of rub it in my skin. You guys, I don't know if you can see, but there is no pimple anymore. Like, it is maybe a little bit lifted up, but it's not there. It's not even tender anymore. And this was literally, I mean, I went to bed last night because I was up hanging out with Hubs, kind of chit-chatting and watching TV with him. And then we probably went to bed closer to like 11:30. Woke up this morning at 7, not a pimple in sight. It's gone, vanished. I did not do any spot treatment. There was no acne focused kind of product I use, with the exception of this oil. I love it. Anytime I've almost had a breakout or even had a breakout and I've used this oil in the morning, it's gone. Not kind of there, not sort of there, not kind of gone. It's gone. It's like, was I having a dream? So I love this stuff. A little bit goes a long way. I mean, I haven't even made a dent in this bottle, and I'm probably using this 4 to 5 times a day. I will say that, well, not 4 to 5 times a day, 4 to 5 times a week. I will say that I just like oils on my face, especially when I'm going to bed. I do not use this in the day, but I will say that you could get away with not using that daily, but you definitely want to use it on those days where maybe you know you're going to have a breakout, maybe you did not do good on drinking water, or maybe you know you can feel a breakout coming on. Those are the times to use it, but I still use it about 4 to 5 times a week, and it just does my skin wonders. It just keeps it super extra clear, and then of course your skin feels so gorgeous and supple in the morning, which I absolutely love. Last but not least in my favorites is some body care, and that is the EO Organic Deodorant. This is the, is it the Vetiver? I think it's a French word, so is it Vetiver? I think it's Vetiver. I'm gonna look it up. But this is a organic deodorant, so that means there's no aluminum salts like in traditional deodorants. There's no zinc salts, there's no propylene glycol. So all of the bad stuff that's in regular deodorants, it's not in here. So how do I feel about this? Here's what I will say. I like it, I love the smell, and I love that it doesn't have the bad stuff. It is something for me, and I'm not a sweater per se, but it is something that I feel like you would have to apply 2 to 3 times a day. You cannot just spray it on and keep it moving. If you spray it on in the morning, you need to spray something after lunch, you need to spray something right before dinner. You do have to reapply, but I think if that's the trade-off of making sure you're not putting, you know, junk in your system, I think it's good. Do I still use regular deodorant? Absolutely. But I think on the days where I'm like feeling a little bit more aware and I want to keep things a little bit more healthy and green or whatnot, I will use this. But if you do use this, set some reminders on your phone to reapply, because it will deodorize. It is not an antiperspirant, so you will still sweat if you are a sweater, but it smells good. I like it, and it does feel better than a real deodorant. Not a real deodorant, because this is a real deodorant, but then a traditional deodorant, you know? So, love it. So, you guys, that does it for my May favorites. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you would like to see in my next video. Everything that I talked about here today is listed in my description box. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me over on Instagram at @TheMattieJames. And when you get the chance, check out my blog over at MattieJames.com. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.